Welcome to Reflections Across an Axis. This is a short video that describes how functions can be reflected across either the x-axis or the y-axis. This is the identity function, and here we have the parabola, and it's being flipped over the x-axis. As you can see, the next is the cubing function, which is also being flipped over the x-axis. And here we have the reciprocal function that's being flipped across the x-axis. The next thing we have is the square root function being flipped across the x-axis. See where the points were above in the first quadrant, it's flipped down to the fourth quadrant. This is the absolute value function, which is being flipped across the x-axis. The next demonstration is of the logarithm function. The logarithm function is being flipped across the x-axis. Now we have the exponential function being flipped over the x-axis. Now what I want to do is show you the same thing for the y-axis. You will notice that the identity function, or y equals x, looks the same as when it's flipped across the x-axis, because it is a special function. The parabola will experience no change at all, because when you flip across the y-axis, it's the same. And that is because of symmetry. Now this cubing function is being flipped across the y-axis. Okay. And next we'll have the square root function, and it's being flipped across the y-axis. The next thing we have is the reciprocal function. As we saw before, we had a flip across the y-axis or the x-axis, and now it's across the y. It look much the same. Now with the absolute value function, you'll notice that there is no change because of symmetry along the y-axis. Symmetry will cause no change to occur when we're reflecting. And we have the logarithm function is being flipped across the y-axis. And then we have the exponential function, which is being flipped across the y-axis. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Stacy Joseph. You can access the full course on udemy.com.